What up, everybody? I'm your host, Mr. Fresh to the Soul, and this is Kicks Convo. Let's go.
We the coach, we nothing like them vultures. If you didn't, now you know it. Our convos be the latest, and our shoes is just the dopest. We keep a high topic when we known to be the coast. Cause we stepping with black excellence, progression in our motion.
On today's episode, our special guest is my dear friend, Berto. He's a business owner and sneaker legend. We're going to talk about sneaker trends, culture changes, and of course, kicks, an inspired combo.
We nothing like them vultures. If you didn't, now you know it. Our convos be the latest, and our shoes is just the dopest. We keep a high topic when we known to be the coast. Cause we stepping with black excellence, progression in our motion.
So let's get right into the conversation. Berto, it's a pleasure having you today.
Appreciate you. Thank
Berto,
you.
I want to talk about the journey of your passion, your love for sneakers. So where did it start at?
Started a long time ago, man. Started a long time ago when I was a kid. I mean, it started back in 1994, and then it just led to that. I mean, transformed to more. Since 94 is when I first got one of my very first sneakers. Fell in love with it, started getting more. Then like in 99, I got my first job with Finish Line. Then it was a wrap.
So what shoe kind of like made you super excited?
The first one?
The
very first one was the Diamond Turf. It was 94.
Classic.
Yeah. It was just the look of the shoe. I remember seeing the shoe in an East Bay magazine in school. And I'm like, I want this shoe. Back in the day, my mom and my dad, I mean, they worked multiple jobs for me and my two sisters. So the rule in the house for us was you get one shoe per year for school, one only. Sometimes even it's like that's your birthday present too, or your Christmas present too, and then it's just the one shoe for the year. But when that shoe came out, I already had my shoe, so of course I couldn't get another one. But I begged, and I pleaded, and finally my mom said it was cool. Then we started walking, then we took a bus to the sneaker store, and it was just a wrap. I took care of them shoes. Washed them every day, just like took care of them real good. So I remember the first day going into school wearing them, it was just like, it was a wrap. Everybody's like, oh, damn. So that's it. That's the one shoe.
So what started your sneaker collection? Like, how did you begin that?
So, again, back then, of course, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So I didn't really start an actual sneaker collection until I started getting, my own money, my own job. So, again, in 99, I started working for Finish Line, and one of my very, like my collection started with, like, Air Prestos. And the reason why they started with Air Prestos, one, they were comfortable, they were cool, I liked them and everything. But they went on sale. We had, and back in the day, Finish Line had these A-frames in the season sale.
The sale rack.
Yeah, the sale rack. So it's called end of season sale. And them Air Prestos were on sale for like $9.99, and then plus I got my 30% off too. So the rack, I got every single color. After that, I just got everything. Anything I wanted. Jordans, whatever. Jordans were on the sale rack. Got those. So my collection started transforming when I first got my, job. I used to get, one or two shoes, before that, of course. And of course, it grew. It grew, but nothing crazy until I got my own job, my own money. Because again, we didn't have much money when I was growing up.
So, Berto, as well, I used to work at Finish Line before you came over to White Marsh and East Point. And
sure.
Same thing, man. For me, my first shoe from the rack was a green Vandal, high top Vandal. So it was 30% off, and it was super cheap. And I was like, listen, my paycheck was kind of small as well, so I got that. And I think another shoe that I grabbed was Air Max 93s.
Yeah.
We got the 93s. So back in the day, it was a kind of classic. So
for sure. Those A-frames were the best.
Yeah.
I mean, those stuff there we like even hid.
Yeah. Talk about that. Managers had like a special privilege where they can hide.
You could like put stuff in the back because we knew not only was it going to be 30% off when it first started, it's going to then be 40, it's going to be 50, and eventually it's up to 80, 90% off, after the end of the season. So we know, maybe we just put this to the side and wait till this gets, the sale increases a little bit. So we used to get shoes for the low.
Man, listen.
Just depends on what it is, because we know sometimes, we couldn't do that. Certain ones, they're going to pop up like on a send sale. We have to ship it out to the customer, and we can't not do that.
Or deny it a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember, this probably get me in trouble, I don't care though. Someone got fired, and there's a bunch of shoes back there on the rack. So I was like, I really knew. I'm just like, man, can I get these Air Max ones, the gray, white, and red? And I was just like, he ain't there no more. So I ain't gonna mention his name though. But listen, I still got those. But that was a blessing, man. Working at Finish Line with certain privileges, and that's how I got into the sneaker culture and the collecting. The opportunities at 30% off was amazing. So I remember Jesus. I shout out to Jesus, one of the managers at White Marsh, and he was just like, man, you got to get these Jordan 5s, man. You get your discount. So I'm like, man, of course I'm going to get a discount and $100 for a pair of shoes. Yeah. So we met through White Marsh Mall, and you were the manager there. So, man, talk to me about the time you were managing and how that helped you kind of shape your career.
So with Finish Line, it's it's a really great company to work for. It really is, because they actually like when you're a store manager, they treat you like you're owner of your business. So they give you the tools to just do everything with the store. Like if you actually owned it, they show you the P&Ls, they show you everything, what you're making, how much the store is doing, how much rent is, all that stuff. So they actually train you to think that store is yours, which is a good, it's a good thing. So that definitely helped me to become being an entrepreneur and starting my own business. It definitely helped. But being from assistant manager to an MIT to a store manager trainer to a potential district manager, again, throughout all those years, every little thing helped me to be like, you know what? Maybe it's time I just do this by myself, do it for myself. And that's what it was. When I left Finish Line to open up my own store, it was basically because I got to a level where it wasn't the same for me anymore, working on the corporate end, trying to become a district sales manager, because the how should I say, the culture of being a district sales manager is definitely different from being a store manager and being a sneakerhead and being a sneaker connoisseur, or whatever you want to call it, because then it comes to like money. It's like, you need to make money. You have to make money for us. You got to show sales. You got to, be, and that just didn't resonate with me at the time anymore. I'm like, yeah, making money is cool. It wasn't the most important thing to me. I was more like, I love sneakers. I want to be around sneakers. Of course, I want to make money, for my family and everything like that. But that was like, that would come later. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. Ended up leaving and opening my own store.
So now you have a store in Baltimore.
Just to give you guys a heads up, as of December 31st, we will no longer be open, unfortunately. A lot of contributing factors have made me make this decision, unfortunately, but it just has to be done. So I just want to say these last 9 years have been incredible. I want to say thank you very much for anyone that's ever stepped foot in one of my stores, be it in Towson, in Pigtown, or here in Fed Hill. I want to say thank you for everyone that's ever supported us. It's been a long 9 years, and I love you guys for it. Anybody that's ever even stepped foot in the store, you didn't even have to buy anything. Even we had a conversation about sneakers. Thank you, because again, it wasn't always about $1 for me. It was more about like that interaction and the love of sneakers. But it's all good. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love you.
Also a store in Texas.
Yep.
How has that operation changed from going from a store manager to now having your own?
It definitely is a big difference, because again, not only, before, like I said, you think, you think you are owning that, but it really isn't yours. So I mean, going from managing a business to actually owning a business is definitely different. It comes with a lot of details, like more than I could probably explain in a little small interview that we're doing right now, like a 30-minute, 1 hour interview. I need more time to explain all that, of course, But I would say definitely prepared me to open up my own store. And not only do I opened up this store back in 2016. I was able, because it was doing so well, to open up another store in Texas. That store is actually this January going to be open 3 years. So it's coming up on a 3-year anniversary open that. And again, it's doing well as well. So my son actually runs that store now. He 100% runs it. I mean, it was his idea to open up the store over there. Very proud of him, how he handled everything as far as opening the store there. He found the location. He found the accountants over there. He talked to lawyers. He talked to the sign people. He did everything. The only thing I did was go sign the lease. Because of course he couldn't, at his age. But for him to do all of that at 18 years old, I'm super, super proud of him, because he was able to accomplish that, and he runs that store. Like I said, I'm here in the background. I'm here to help him, make sure that store is flourishing, and it is, so.
Tell me about the relationship between you and him surrounding sneakers.
So me and my son always had a great relationship. Of course now, not only are we talking about our personal lives, but we're talking business-wise too. We're talking how the store is doing, we're doing, all that stuff too. So it definitely grew more than what it was, which is a good thing, So like, I'll start off any conversation with him, of course, how he's doing, how his life's doing. Now, he made me a grandfather for the second time, so he just had a kid. Okay. So that's definitely different. So now he has his own family, but as far as like the relationship, it's definitely grown a lot because of sneakers, what I mean? Because of the culture, because he's a business owner now. So of course I'm mentoring him as much as he's mentoring me, what I mean? So like, he's teaching me things, and I'm teaching him things. So it's a back and forth thing with our relationship. So that's one great thing that this sneaker culture has done for me and my family.
So I know growing up, you said it was a challenge to get sneakers. Mm-hmm. Were you able to kind of change that flow when you had kids?
So yeah, so at the time when I had my kids, I wasn't doing great either. I was doing decent, So yeah, they got sneakers, and I made sure they got the flyest sneakers, Yeah. But again, it wasn't a thing that you're gonna get every single sneaker that came out. Because again, we didn't have that much money either, We don't have that much money now. I don't care what anybody says, Being business owners, you're not rich, People think you are, but you're not. Of course, you're what should I say? That's the word. You're comfortable, it's on any given day. Right now, the economy sucks, so it's a little less comfortable. But again, yes, they had good sneakers. Mind you, when I was a kid, I had a lot of hand-me-downs and Payless shoes versus what they get when they were kids. They got Jordans and Air Force and Air Max, So again, definitely different, So, but again, they're humble with it too. My kids are definitely humble. They know that they're not just gonna get any little thing they want to when they were kids. And even now when they're older, my son, business owner and all, there's still times he's like, it's funny because he'll hit me up. He's like, man, this shoe just came in. I want it so bad. I want to keep it. And he's like, but I'm not, we need to sell it, So he has that mind frame too. Of course, there's some of them that he's like, no, I have to keep this shoe. And of course, that happened when I first opened up the store too. And I had to catch myself, like a shoe comes in and I'm like, I want this shoe for myself. And I'm thinking, no, wait a minute, I can't. I have to sell this shoe. We have to make money, And he's the same way. It's funny. It's funny how it all comes around, because he'll send me a picture of a shoe and he's like, I think I'm going to keep this shoe. And then a little while later, he'll send me another text like, nah, I'm going to sell it. So he has that mind frame as well, which I love about him. Again, I'm very proud of him. He started his another business for himself, which I was wearing these shorts, these I hate wearing pants shorts. So that's a brand he just started and is doing very well too. Again, why wouldn't it? They're very nice shorts. But again, his mind frame when it comes to business for me is incredible at the age of 21.
How do you balance your life being a store owner and also being a dad? I know that you care about your family much, and you're showing up for events.
No, for sure. I try my hardest. I'll be honest, when I was younger and I wasn't a business owner, it was way more difficult because you're working for someone. So you have to go by their hours. You have to be as a store manager, trainer at Finish Line, I had to work 60 hours a week. It's crazy. So like now being a business owner, I choose my hours. At first, when I first opened a store, again, I did it all by myself. So yeah, I was working every day from open to close, even, before and after too. But now I'm at a time where, I have employees, I could, balance my life. So it's definitely, it's different from when you first open up when you're working for somebody, when you open up your own business, when you first starting out, until right now we're open 8 years now. So I would say my business and personal life balance is definitely a lot better now than what it used to be. So spending time with my kids, and mind you, they're out of state, is, yes, it's difficult, but a text every day, a FaceTime every day goes a long way. Or me going out there and visiting them. Not only am I visiting them to, see how they're doing, I'm also visiting and see how the store's doing as well. So it helps out.
How has sneakers changed your life?
Joke around about that stuff. It definitely changed my life. Some people say they ruined your life, you know what I mean? But that's not the case for me. Sneakers definitely changed my life because it actually gave me an out. It gave me an out to open up my own business. Back in the day when I was younger, I always said, oh yeah, I want to open my own business, but I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to work for someone my whole entire life. So there's one thing I tell everyone that asks me. I get interviews from people. I get questions from kids that want to be entrepreneurs, want to be business owners. And the one thing I always tell everyone: if you're gonna open up a business, if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you have to open up something or do something that you love and you have a passion for and you know about it. If you're gonna do it just for money, you're not gonna be successful. And I take that to heart. And like I say that to everybody that asks me that question, because again, sneakers did change my life only because I love sneakers that much. I love fashion that much. I love the culture so much. Not only do I know everything about it, I love it. So when I come to work every day, it's not work, it's home. This is home for me. It's my second home when I come to work. So again, it changed my life to a point where it was able to give me something for me and my family, and something that my family loves as well, that made, like, my son want to open up a store as well. And he's not doing it because I have one. He's not doing it because I told him to go open up that store. He's doing it because he loves sneakers too. And he's like, you know what? Even before when he opened up the store, he was working at Champs. That was his first job. So they trained him to, go that next route too. And he just did it all himself as well. So again, sneakers definitely changed my life for the better. When I opened up 9 out of 10, it was just basically a dream of having my own store, opening up and see how it did. I literally gave my 2 weeks notice. I didn't get a loan from the bank. I had no money in the bank. I collected shoes for a year prior, little by little, either, with my discount or buying them off Facebook Marketplace or buying them off somebody. I told myself, once I receive 200 pairs of shoes, I'm going to find a spot and open up. And that's what I did. So it was basically a dream. So coming from that space, I'm like, okay, even though I want to do something like this, it's too much for me right now. I don't have the money to do a big build out, because that's what happens when you open up a store. You have to do a huge build out. You got to do certain things to make your store look a certain way. What I did when I first opened up was just like, find a space. Yeah. I don't care what it looks like. I'll decorate it to make it look nice. And that's what's more important. The culture will see how that store looks and it'll resonate with them. And that's what I went for first. Then after a while, I'm like, well, man, I always wanted to do this. Why not now? So I took the last of my money, you know what I mean? And I did the build out. I made it into what it is now, a sneaker speakeasy, a candy store in the front, hidden spot to come in the back in the sneaker shop. And I said, you know what? People are going to love it. It's a nice little experience as well. And, that's how the transition happened.
Well, I'm definitely glad you came back. I was watching on the IG and I'm like, man, what's going on? They moving, they leaving. And when I seen the new marketing, it looked amazing, man. So
appreciate it.
I definitely want to dive in talking about the community work that you do.
Yeah.
I know that like you do a lot of giveaways and
I do a lot of things when people have like straight A's. Do it all the time. People come in, kids come in. Right now we're doing back to school free giveaways. When you buy something, you get these free pieces that we've been posting just recently. Every year we do the whole back to school thing when I give free school supplies. During Thanksgiving, give out food to the homeless. When we do that sometimes as well. Christmas time, we do gift cards, or we do like free giveaways to people for free, and also like scavenger hunts for people to do like free giveaways. I'll be honest, like we do a lot for the community as far as like, helping out. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a kind of person like I hate camera in your face type of things. If you're gonna do something, I do this from my heart. I don't do it for clout.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do it to show off on social media, which I see a lot of people doing. So, of course, a lot of people don't see the good that we do most of the time. There's a few things, you know, with the school, like the free school supplies or the gift cards. Yeah, we'll post that because we need people to know to come in and grab them. But there's other times we just give away, you know, shoes to kids that need it, or we'll see, or homeless persons out there, we go buy them food. You know, there's so many things that we do for the community. But I'm gonna be honest with you, most of those things, you know, you're never going to see or hear about, because again, I'm not the type of person to go to a homeless person and a camera in their face going, hey, you know, I got this food for you, I got this $100 bill for you and everything, you want to tell me thank you? You know, that's degrading, you know. So I've never been that kind of person. But again, I believe in good karma, you know, so we do these things just on the humble, you know. Another thing is, you know, we work with Tony, you know, and we we Kick Dream United, we do the, you know, donate shoes for his, you know, organization and everything. And there's many times that I give him a whole bunch of mine, you know, or I'll throw in some stuff in there that's been sitting here for a while, you know.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's just like, you know, again, for as far as what we do for the community, we do as much as we can, you know what I mean, or sometimes even more sometimes. So.
No, it definitely speaks to your character, man, and your team and your shop, just showing love. And once again, you ain't gotta be on camera to express or show that you care. You just do it because you do. So as far as the store, like, what is one of your top selling shoes?
It changes from time to time. Right now, the hype shoe right now is going to be anything like Asics or New Balance, you know, runners and everything, Vomeros and stuff. I got some Vomeros on right now. But again, it changes from time to time. But if we're talking about like right now, one of the most asked for shoes is probably going to be some Asics. After that, it's probably going to be some New Balance. Dunks are not a big seller anymore, unless they're SB Dunk.
Yeah, okay.
You know, SB Dunks are still popular and people buy them. Jordan 1s, not so much anymore. Everybody likes Jordan 4s now. So if the Jordan 4 comes out, people definitely ask for those. But yeah, that's pretty much the top shoes that are selling right now.
I know we asked Nick, but I want to get your opinions about, like, why do you think there's a change from when I was growing up? It was Jordans, the 10s, some 4s, a whole lot of 1s, now the lows. But why do you think there's a major shift in the culture from running shoes?
Again, I mean, when it comes to what's hot, I don't want to say it, but I mean, I blame social media. You know, I blame, you know, people that don't want to do their own thing. You know, it's what's hot right now. They see your Travis Scott, or you see your famous rapper or whoever else, you know, wearing whatever it is, and they're like, oh, I want to be like, I don't say want to be like them, but I want to look like that, you know. So I would say the reason why they're called hype shoes is just that, you know, that you see it on a famous person, and that's what's hot now, you know. So it's pretty much that. It's not because it's an ASIC, you know, because those ASICs been around forever. There's people out there that's been loving ASICs since day one. I'm one of them. You know, it was always about gel lights, you know. So in my collection, I have pretty much, I would say I have every single brand in my collection.
Gotcha, okay.
There's not a brand that I don't have in my collection. So for your sneaker enthusiast, your sneaker collector, someone that's been around for a while, they're going to tell you, you know, probably what I'm telling you, like, all shoes are hype shoes. When people come into my store and like, oh, can you tell me what's hot right now? What do you got that's fire? What do you got that's fire? And I'm gonna tell them every single time, everything. Yeah, everything's fire to me because I love sneakers. It don't matter if it's a New Balance, a Jordan 1, a Jordan 2. I mean, I love all these sneakers because I'm a sneakerhead. But there's people out there that just be like, oh, I just want this because that's what's hot right now. You know what I mean? So as far as what's been hot before, what's hot now, it's only because, you know, I think what I said, like social media presence, and people are just wanting to go with what's hot, what the most famous person wearing right now.
So we're talking about hot, but what's one of your favorite sneakers just ever?
I mean, for me, it's Jordan 4s for sure. Like, I have every single Jordan 4 in my, not every single one, but mostly every single one Jordan 4 in my collection. Just back then, again, I started my first job at Finish Line in 1999. What shoe came out in, 1999, So, like, that one's the one that resonated with me, the way it looked, all that stuff. So, like, that's my favorite sneaker, So, again, it's probably going to be, like, the Jordan 4. Other than that, I mean, for now, as I'm an old man, since I'm sitting here, you know what I mean? Like, I go with what's comfortable now. I wear my Jordan 4 still, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to wear them all day because they're not comfortable. You know, there's a lot of sneakers in my collection. Now I'm like, you know, these aren't comfortable for me, so I'm not wearing them all day. Or if I'm wearing them, it's because I'm going to wear them for like a few hours. Now I'm wearing these Vomeros. I'm wearing these because, again, they're comfortable. So that's why I wear, you know, like I recently bought a new colorway in the Aces Kayano.
Yeah, okay.
The white and black with the green. I swear, I'm not even exaggerating. I wore that shoe for like a month straight.
That's crazy.
A month straight. And I went by the shoe first and then pick my outfit to match it all. You know what I mean? Because of course I have to match. It's just something in my head I have to match. I can't be like something like you can't match like something crazy and then it just doesn't match. Same colors and everything. You know? I'm all right. But again, like it just, you know, whatever's hyped and stuff. I mean, sorry, but yeah, that's my favorite shoe of 4. And after that, now is going to be anything that's comfortable. It could be a Vomero, it could be an ASIC, it could be like a New Balance, you know. But like right now, I'm at my comfort age right now. So
the same for me. Like New Balance, I love the 1906.
Yeah, the 1906 is really nice. I like the 9060. You know, I know it's a bulkier shoe and everything, but I like the way it looks and I like the way it feels. You know,
and some of the colorways are kind of dope.
And some of the colorways are definitely dope. Like that there's a new 1906. This one right here.
Oh yeah.
There's 1906. Like everybody always looks at this shoe on the wall. We've had quite a bit of pairs, and I think we're only down to like
let's see the one over there.
2 or 3 left. But just because this colorway is like different, like with all the loud colors, I think it's really cool. And again, it's comfortable. Everybody always says, "Is this what's his name? Action Bronson's collab?" Because it looks like something that he would put out, and it's not. But you know, that's another good thing too, because like Action Bronson's New Balance, you know, it's hard to get.
Yeah.
This one, it wasn't that hard. It was like a general release, kind of, you know, only a few stores had it. But again, that's what I love about sneakers. Like, not only you're going to have that one colorway, that same mod, they're going to do different colorways, so you'll be able to have different flavors on it.
Berto, it's been a pleasure allowing us to tell your story, man. Yeah, how can the viewers find more information about you?
Social media, definitely social media. So we have 9 out of 10 condition sneaker boutique still in Texas. That one is 9_10 condition_TX. And then it has the website for that, the location as well. So everything that's in that store is on the website. You can shop from there.
Well, Berto, it's the end of our time. It's been a pleasure, man. You always
appreciate you.
Always love, man.
For sure.
And for y'all, listen, for more information about Kicks and Convo, you can follow us. Everything fresh to the soul. And you already know the slogan. Stay humble, stay fresh, and make sure your souls are clean. We out, y'all.
Appreciate you.